So Stiles obviously announced the team to face the Blues, 4 changes to the starting side.
Yeah, four changes to the starting side for Friday night's game against the Blues. You know, it was important on the back of our poor performance last week against the Force that we made change, and we've done that. To be able to bring in Andrew Reddy for his first start for a while now and give him an opportunity to show us, the football that he can play. He's very good at set piece. And to see his work rate around the field and to see how hard he works defensively is going to be a big thing for him and also a big thing for the side. To go with that, Taniela Tupu getting a start in the front row. He started the game against the Hurricanes and probably his best performance of the year. I think he's been developing nicely along the way in what is a very tough position. To play tight head prop at such a young age is difficult, and we feel that he's really grown and deserves an opportunity to start. Another change in the forward pack. We brought Isaac Rodder in to start ahead of Rob Simmons, to have, 2 very young locks, but 2 very exciting prospects, for the future of Queensland rugby is very exciting. Both play a very physical game, both very abrasive with what they do, and I just feel the attitude that Isaac has shown is something that we want to really seep through the rest of the side. The next change was made at halfback. Bobby Tuttle has had his best season so far. He's worked very hard. He's improved his game in many facets. And, we saw when he started throughout this season that he's brought a real energy to the side. And so he comes back into the starting 9 position to drive that young but very exciting forward pack around the park.
And a couple of guys in the 23 on the bench, Kane Douglas for the first time in a long time, and Caleb Timu named in his first team potentially make his debut.
Yeah, contrasting situations there. You've got Kane Douglas, who is a very decorated lock. He's played in the World Cup final. He's won a Super Rugby title, but we really felt that he wasn't playing his best football early in the year. When he is playing at his best, he's extremely physical. He's ruthless in his performance around the park, and we challenged him, to get back to his best, and he's been demonstrating that at training. He's worked very hard, and we feel now's the right time for him to come back into the 23 for the Blues game, and then to give Caleb Timu his first opportunity at Super Rugby in what is his hometown in a sense of Samoa. Caleb came across to us last year and unfortunately did a very bad knee injury, within a few weeks of starting with the Reds, which really ruined his season 2016. This year, once again, he's a guy that's worked extremely hard. He, coming from a league background, really needed just to get back in and understand rugby again, and we did that. We got him, sent him back to club rugby, and he's played very well for South Rugby Club in Brisbane, and really felt, over those 6 or 8 performances that he's played at South, now's the right time for him to come in and get a taste of Super Rugby. He's a very abrasive ball runner. He's got very good offloading skills, and we just think having that impact coming off the bench is something that we're going to need, against what is a very physical side in the Auckland Blues.
Team's been here since Sunday. Pretty different conditions to back home at the moment. Quite windy and quite humid. Has it been good to get in early and have your whole week of training over here?
When the Auckland Blues approached us back last year about coming here, I didn't want us to fly in late. I've been over to Samoa previously, and I wanted us to come and have the whole week here. I thought it would be to give us the best chance to win on Friday night. If we had the full week here, if we got used to the conditions, and probably most importantly, that we really embraced the Samoan people and their culture. And we've done that throughout this week. And as you mentioned, conditions here are very different to what it's like back in in Brisbane at the moment. Extremely windy. It feels like summer. 30 degrees plus, very humid, and to get in these conditions and train hard throughout the whole week has put us in a good position to play well on Friday.
The Blues last placed in the New Zealand Conference, but that by no stretch means that they're a bad team. They're playing quite good rugby, very physical, and a lot of ball players as well.
We know the strength of the New Zealand Conference. It's been exceptionally difficult year for all the Australian sides when they play the New Zealand teams. Australian side still hasn't beaten any of the New Zealand teams. We went extremely close back in round three against the Crusaders. But we know when we play the New Zealand sides that 79 minutes won't do it. You've got to play for the full 80 minutes. You've got to be absolutely ruthless in your preparation, and you've got to stay committed to the game plan for the full 80 minutes. And hopefully over here in Samoa of all places, we could be the first Australian side to beat a New Zealand team in 2017.
And just last night, 7 guys from the Reds named in the Wallaby squad for June, including 3 debutants, Karmichael Hunt and Tui, a bit of a bolter, 11 Super Rugby caps to his name.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for those three debutants. I think you need to really reward effort and you need to reward hard work. And with those 3 players, you've seen all of them are having their best seasons in different forms. Karmichael has been someone who has just been absolutely abrasive in his play this year. He's defended exceptionally well. And, to be honest, when he's been out of the side, we've really missed him this year. And that's a true testament to the character of a footballer. When you're not there, it has a massive effect on the side. Eto Nabuli, came across to us from rugby league 2 seasons ago and, had to get back and understand rugby again. He had to work very hard physically, and he's done that. We were very, very excited about the prospects of Eto this year with the way he trained through pre-season, and to see him come out and score 8 tries this year, the most by a Reds player in a long time, has been just reward for the work that he's put in, and now he gets an opportunity to go to the next level. Tui, probably not on a lot of people's radar for a Wallabies jersey at all this year. But, if you'd done the work on him and you'd look very closely at his performances over the last month, you'll see a very, very big body, but you'll see a very athletic footballer. His ability to move around the field for such a big man, carry the ball so well, and to still be able to jump and really push that well in the scrum is what makes him exciting, and I think he's got a massive future ahead of him.
And the old bull, Scott Higginbotham, recalled to the Wallabies for the first time since 2015 after being one of the Reds' best this year.
Higgers, after a bit of a slow start in the first few rounds of the season, coming back from Japan, he'd been out of Super Rugby for a couple of years and just getting used to the speed of the game again. Many had a bit of a slow start, but he just continued to stick at it. He's worked very hard on his game, and you've seen the growth this season in the areas that probably in the past Higgers was questioned on. When I spoke to Scott last year about the prospect of coming back to the Queensland Reds, the first and foremost on his mind was, even at his age of 30 years old, he still wanted to improve as a footballer. He was still highly motivated to get to the pinnacle of playing international rugby again, and they're the type of footballers that we want here at the Queensland Reds. And it just proves that no matter how old you are, you can still improve and get better, and I'll look forward to seeing Higgers playing another game in that gold jersey.
So Karmichael, start with the news from last night that you've been selected in the Wallabies squad for the June tests. Obviously been back in rugby, this is your 3rd season, just been chipping away, doing your own thing, but you must be pretty happy to get rewarded with the selection in the squad.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with being named, obviously for the June Test series. Huge honour for myself and my family. As you mentioned, it's been a lot of hard work, a long road for me, many injuries, obviously among other things. But finally here, and I look forward to obviously getting involved. Once we fly to Melbourne. No worries. Oh, yeah.
I guess was it obviously a surprise to be, there's been talk about it, but
Yeah.
did you still have doubts whether it happened?
Look, for me, I think I've had a pretty good year for the most part of it. I've really enjoyed my footy, played some good footy. But I think when you get selected in Australian teams or national teams, it always comes as a surprise. I mean, it did for me when I was in the Kangaroos, because there's so much talent in Australia. There's so much talent to pick from. So very grateful for being selected. And as I said, looking forward to flying to Melbourne and getting stuck in with the boys.
Have you spoken to anyone previously or since your selection about what it's like to play for the Wallabies?
Oh, look, Timmy Horan came around home and did an interview for one of the rugby shows, and we were talking about the Wallabies and the possibility, how much it would mean to me, how much it would mean to be a dual international when I get a cap, if I get a cap. And yeah, look, he was, obviously sharing his stories, and I was well aware of his history. I got a lot of Wallabies in my team. I room with Quady, who's got 60-something caps, so I understand how great an achievement, how great an honour would be. So I really look forward to just put my best foot forward and hopefully getting a gig.
You're three-code athlete, along with Israel Folau. He obviously made a sensational debut at Wallabies level. What would it mean to you to be considered along that same sort of achievements?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. As you said, had a cracking debut, and it's just gone on leaps and bounds from there. Probably one of the first pick, plays such great football for the national team. So, yeah, it'd be nice to follow along those lines. He and I have a lot of history together, as you mentioned. We've crossed paths, played with each other, played against each other. So it'd be good to obviously get back on the same team.
Could you see the two of you squeezing into the same backline?
Yeah, it's been done before, but Czech's is one to think outside the box. So the selection's obviously on his shoulders and the rest of the coaching staff. But we just take it step by step. Just get into camp, just get stuck in the training, and he'll pick his team.
But obviously your preference would be to keep playing at fullback where you've been thriving for the rest.
Oh, gee, there's really no preference when it comes to a national selection. It's just I wanted to get a jersey and wanted to give it 100%. That's just my mindset, always has been.
Reds have been in camp, I guess, here in Samoa since Sunday. Good to get here early and get acclimatised and have a full week of training ahead of the Blues.
Yeah, most definitely. Boys struggled with the heat the first day. The ball was quite slippery. So, for us to get here early, even though being from Brisbane and being used to this kind of weather, it's kind of a change from what we got at home at the moment. So it's been a good few days. Boys got the day off today. We're going to go and do a few promos this morning with kids. And then, boys might go see the cave pools and have a look around town. So we're looking forward to it.
Yourself being of Samoan heritage, obviously nice to come back home, so to speak.
It is, yeah, and it's my first time back. So, I've got some cousins here at the moment that are going to come pick me up after the promo, show me around town and get me some island food. So, really looking forward to that, but also really looking forward to playing in front of the home crowd.
And the Blues obviously are really tough. It doesn't get any easier, does it?
It doesn't. There's a lot of talk that obviously, they're at the bottom of the New Zealand Conference, but you look at their team, they've got such a big physical team that can play football. It's not going to be an easy night, no matter who they pick. So I think it's a great challenge for us, coming off a loss against the Force at home. We've got a lot that we need to work on, and there's no better way to do that than by playing against good teams.